One of the things that we talked about in an earlier session is that landing pages were so important because you're able to take a consistent back end of your offer and find a way to capture emails, capture messages, messaging information, and contact information, and use that in what we call intelligent email flows to get your message and your sales process back out to those people that are your potential customers and walk them through a sales funnel that ultimately generates services, products, or patronage to your business or organization that you can use to grow whatever it is that you're building a plan around. This is about intelligent email. Intelligent email is really about an email flow. So if you have a modern email system like a MailChimp or Infusionsoft or Aweber or Stenlane or something else, I'm just naming a few of the ones that are at the top of my head, congratulations. You are, and if you're using even more modern one like a Market Hero or something else like that, even better, okay? So that's great, but if you're using something like Constant Contact, go to the Facebook group. We can give you some recommendations about what you need to do. It's not an easy transition, but it may be worth it. ActiveCampaign is also another great service. What we're talking about in terms of modern email is the ability to do more than just send newsletters, okay? If you're just sending a newsletter or you're just sending a blanket offer every week, you're missing out on so much. As I talked about, getting a landing page together to capture contact information, and a lot of the greatest stores, e-commerce stores out there and businesses, know that a ton of the money they make is always in the back end through email. These are companies that spend a lot of time analyzing their purchases their customers made, analyzing what they've talked about, clicked on, what questions they've answered, and actually segmenting their emails to go out to specific groups of people at specific times for specific offers. At the most basic level, you have an offer, second email, third email, fourth email that walks them through the process. That's for warming up a cold lead all the way through. There are other options where you already have a customer and you segmented them into VIPs where you may send them an offer, and then if they buy that offer, you'll wait a day and then send them an upsell offer. And then if they don't buy that upsell offer, you send them a downsell offer. And you can walk people through a flow that way. I know that on its surface, it does sound spammy, but these upsells and downsells can add 10 to 20% of your bottom line, to your bottom line. And here's the thing, if they don't want to buy, they won't. If they want to unsubscribe when you want to have them participate and buy more things from your business, which you're in business to sell, and they unsubscribe because of that, those are not the people that you want to keep informed. There is a balance. There's a lot of value that you need to provide. Insight about, let's say if you're a yoga studio, insight about different positions, or position of the day, or position of the month, or some of the things you need to watch out in your diet. If you go into a hot yoga situation, what do you need to do in terms of electrolytes? Or if you are walking through a sales funnel for a landscaper, what sort of things do they need to start doing in the spring and the fall? It's almost as if you're giving them advice about what you would do, and knowing that you can follow up, but at the same time they appreciate the fact that you're giving them value. And psychologically what that means is that they are going to be predisposed to reciprocate by giving you another chance to send them another email. Maybe your sequence is value, value, sell. Email 1, email 2, email 3, sell. You can do all those things into an automated email sequence, and that's the other part about intelligence. It's got to be automated. And that automation is something that you build into these systems and consistently with what you do. So when you have an email, you want to effectively use that email as part of your strategy to grow your business online. The other proxy for email is messaging. It is not email or messaging. We fundamentally believe it's email and messaging. When I talk about messaging, I'm talking about Messenger, Facebook Messenger. It's not just, I'm going to send emails as messages, because nobody wants to get a message that's like 9 paragraphs long and with pictures of your trip to Nepal, right? Nobody cares about that. But they might care about, look what I saw in Nepal. Would you like to see more? You can walk them through that process. We do a whole sort of conversation about messenger marketing and the appropriate way to approach and talk to people about it, because it has to be more conversational, like you're sending a message to a friend, not necessarily formal like an email. But we've been getting a lot of traction using Messenger with our email, and even in some cases using Messenger instead of email, instead of even a landing page. So we'd love to talk to you more about how we're using both email and Messenger to grow businesses. And if you really think it's worthwhile, click the link below and you can join us on this journey to really help grow your business, because I wouldn't be doing all this if I wasn't so excited about knowing how well it could benefit your business. So we have an option for you, but regardless of what we have, it's super important that you understand that you need to do more with marketing about email than just sending newsletters. You need to intelligently segment your audience. You need to acknowledge and identify who your VIP customers are, understand what you might need to upsell or downsell, and just understand the sales journey that you're going to take every person who interacts with your first ad or buys that first thing from you at a fair, or comes to that first test or trial lesson in your yoga studio or your gym, that there's a follow-on that happens while you're sleeping to them, because it will ultimately work. And when you send out email, money will come back. And that's going to be how you're going to increase your average order value. That is going to be how you're going to increase the lifetime value of the customers with which you're going to interact. I hope you've gotten a lot out of this, and because I know I have, because I've had a chance to go back and do some of the research from my notes, and I think it's something that you definitely should be looking into. Okay, so here's the last thing. I knew I was going to leave, but email, the email database you build could be fundamentally one of the most important assets in your business. So what does that mean? As soon as you capture emails, make sure you bring those emails out of whatever service they're in and into a spreadsheet. That could be an online spreadsheet or an offline spreadsheet. You need to get those emails off, because if you, for some reason, inadvertently run afoul of a Facebook terms and conditions problem, a terms and conditions problem with the email provider, with Facebook around Messenger, with one of the Messenger bot providers, if you run something afoul of them and they lock down your account, all your emails, all your stuff will be captured and locked away in their platform. So you need to make sure you bring those out on a regular basis. It's almost like backing up your computer on a regular basis, because that asset's going to be important. Because let's say even if you were a salesperson at a car dealership or a real estate agency, even if the leads initially ultimately end up going into the CRM system of the company you're working with, those are going to be your leads. Those are going to be your assets that you take with you to the next place. And if you're running a small business, getting those leads out of those platforms into a place that you can control it ensures that you, not anybody you've allocated this marketing element to, has control of those emails. In case they leave, you have them too. Because the last thing you want them to do is walk out the door with a laptop full of information and you have no way of retrieving that information. If you want to join us on our journey to help your business to grow it more with online marketing, click the link below. And thank you so much for sitting through all this.